just done that one more take so she didn't look so awkward? Hi everybody, it is Angelina. The Disney's Little Mermaid live-action remake premiered Friday the 26th. It is doing pretty well so far. It is featuring Halle Bailey, Melissa McCarthy, Jonah Hauer-King, Daveed Diggs, and it is directed by Rob Marshall, who is known for Chicago, 9, Pirates of the Caribbean, and like a lot of other movies. He's done a lot of movies. This movie had a $250 million budget. It has already grossed $118 million. It is the 5th highest ranking movie in a Memorial Day weekend opening history. So that's pretty big. That's pretty big. I love The Little Mermaid. She was my Disney princess. I dressed up as a Little Mermaid for 4 years in a row. My mom had to literally convince me when I was like 8 years old to finally dress as something else because I think her friends were worried about me. That's how much I love The Little Mermaid. With that being said, all of the issues that I have with this movie have nothing to do with the casting. I think Halle Bailey was the perfect choice for this movie. Do I know whether or not Rob Marshall was the right director for this movie? No, there's a lot of directorial decisions that were made as far as like, you couldn't have just done that one more take so she didn't look so awkward in that one scene. Like the really notable historic scene where she's singing and she comes up on the rock, right before she does that, she like scales up the rock with her hands and she looks like, I don't even know. And it probably, I don't think it was her fault. I feel like she probably had no idea. She probably wasn't on the mark and they couldn't redo it one more take, or they didn't care, or they didn't notice that she looked like some sort of like weird slimy sea creature and not in like a cute majestic Little Mermaid way. She just looked weird. I also have questions about the fact that like you have a $250 million budget for this movie. Why is she only wearing one dress the whole time? Like, what? In the cartoon classic, The Little Mermaid has like 3 outfit changes on land. She gets 2 on-land dresses for what is supposed to be like weeks of time. So the first 3 days she's wearing one dress. I'm sorry, you're a guest in a castle? Logically, that doesn't make any sense. They gave you one dress to wear for 3 days? Girl, you couldn't ask for another change of clothes? It doesn't make sense to me in any sort of way. Like this is supposed to be this extravagant castle. Why does she only get one dress? With that being said, I think Halle Bailey was the best possible choice. She was incredible. Truly incredible. Her hair, her look, her voice, her everything was perfect. This was like a fully reimagined Ariel and I loved every ounce of it. She held that sense of Disney princess. She gave that sort of like incredulous innocence and love and light and growth and magic. She was perfect. I have no questions about her casting whatsoever, which is really funny because a lot of people seem to. That was not my issue with this movie. I had questions about the director. I didn't really get Jonah Hauer-King's casting as Prince Eric until I saw them together, and they have a lot of chemistry. With that being said, the first like half of the movie, he's on his own and she's on her own, and you don't even get to see that chemistry until halfway through the movie and you're like, okay, well now it makes sense. But like his character was just kind of flat. He even had his own solo song and everything like that. They added music, by the way, from the original soundtrack, and I don't know, I really didn't love him. And then when I finally saw them together, I was like, cool, this is great. We love this. This is awesome. So him, I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever, give or take. I could have had a different Prince Eric. Melissa McCarthy was incredible. She and Halle Bailey made this movie. And Daveed Diggs as Sebastian. He was so great. I loved him so much. You see how there's really highs and lows of how I feel about this movie? I loved so many things that they did. I hated so many things that they did with this movie. Like Flounder. They made him a flounder. He was ugly. Flounder is supposed to be the cute little guppy BFF of Ariel. Why is he so flat and not cute? You couldn't have chosen like a cuter fish? And he wasn't even in the majority of the movie, which made me so sad. With that also being said, the voiceover actor for Flounder did a really good job. It almost sounded like the original cartoon. He was great. There was just so many things where I was like, even King Triton, I didn't love him. scene. It was like, okay. But there were a lot of acting choices that were made that if the director was a stronger director, I just feel like the scenes could have been so much better. The king and Ariel get into a huge fight, and in the movie, he like totally destroys her cavern, right? And that's sort of what makes her flee to the above ground. And because he didn't push that, and that scene was not stronger, she therefore lacked the motivation to do what she did. So it felt very weak. I feel like if Rob Marshall would have done a better job directing and connecting with his actors, this movie could have been f***ing incredible. With that being said, it was kind of like, whatever, like it was good. Yeah, like it was good. It wasn't bad. It was good. It could have been so good. It could have just been so good. Other than that, the music. There was only one song that they added that I was a little confused on. It didn't really add anything to the story. It didn't really have a big purpose other than expanding Holly Bailey's songs in the movie, which I didn't really get. It just didn't further the story. It didn't really add to anything. But other than that, every other song, they really did stick to the original score and then just sort of embellished a little. And I think all of the embellishments were great. I loved Daveed Diggs. He was a great voiceover artist for Sebastian. I didn't know why Awkwafina was in the movie. I heard her voice, and from that moment on, I could just only picture Awkwafina. I don't know why they did that. I feel like she has such a noticeable voice, and I question her castings a lot of the time because although she's really funny, she's not a great voiceover artist, and she 1000% just sounds like herself all the time. So instead of getting wrapped into her voiceover for this character, I just see Awkwafina's face on a bird, and it's really hard to like escape from that. Overall, I give this movie like a 7 out of 10, which is right where the ratings are sitting. I just feel like this movie could have really been incredible, but the director they chose just didn't seem like the right fit for this project. He is known for The Geisha, Chicago, 9. All of these movies are flashy and sexy and just, it's not Disney princess movies. Even the Pirates of the Caribbean, although being a Disney franchise, is not a Disney princess movie. His casting, his hiring is what I question, and I feel like if they would have gone with a different director, we could have had a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 movie. But with that being said, I give it a 7 out of 10, which is right on par with how the rest of the audience is feeling. It makes me sad, but like, you know, it's a good movie. It's not great, it's good. So let us know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Always leave comments whether you agree with me or not. Go see the movie and let us know what you think. We'll be back soon. Thanks so much.